You're pretty good at podcasting there, Doug and Strickland. And that's what I appreciates about you.
I've been doing this for almost 10 years now. You know what? If you don't like me for who I am and you don't feel like I can come through with my promises and do the things that I'm supposed to do as a human being because I get to have fun and unwind and let loose with my best buddy on this podcast, if this affects who I am to you, I'm sorry. I really am sorry. This is why we have podcasts, and this is why you have a follow and unfollow button. You don't have to. I can still be a good person, and you don't have to listen to the Nice Guys on Business.
The Nice Guys on Business have never, ever interviewed an ostrich on their podcast. Allegedly. Skip the Nice Guys on Business episode today. Oh, that's a hard no. Pitter patter, let's get at her. Most days, they take their meds. This is not one of those days. Welcome to Fuckery with the Nice Guys. No interviews, no business content. Just your two favorite slack-jawed mouth breathers ranting about whatever. Now, strap yourselves in for Nice Guys Fuckery with the kings of fuckery, Doug Sandler and Strickland Bonner.
I have officially hit record, and we haven't even dropped the F-bomb once yet.
But you just hit record. Like, how quickly do we need to say it?
So I got an email today. From,
hold on. Important stuff. Hold on. Wait, how can I do this with one hand? Hold on.
Oh, Strickland's obviously opening up a soda.
That's the sound of Shinerbach.
Oh, wow. Hey, that's funny because tonight I am sampling my favorite brew. I am sampling the King of Beers,
Budweiser. Yes,
beers.
Sampling like you've never tasted it before.
So I get an email today from a company or an email from Podcast Tonight. Now, I've never heard of Podcast Tonight, but it's podcast related. So it's an industry newsletter. I'm like, okay, that's cool. I want to see what some of the headlines are. So I'm reading some of the headlines and the main headline was, I don't know, the comedian Matt Friend. Do you know Matt Friend?
I have never heard of him.
Okay, I don't know who he is, but he's launching a podcast. So that's very cool. Okay, I'm glad for Matt. But then in other news, a podcasting pioneer, Dave Hamilton, marks 2,000 episodes with timeless insights. Now, this is the second headline of this, 2,000 episodes. And I keep thinking, you know what? Strick, you and I have done 1,500 episodes. Has anyone ever called us to say, hey guys, I want to write an article about your prolific nature in the podcasting space?
No, I guess we got to hit 2,000 for that. But it is interesting that you mentioned that because now I'm going to look it up because we are really close to 1,500.
I know.
We're like now I got to check. I don't remember exactly.
Okay, so while you're checking, I want to go to the second headline, which again, it just kind of gives me pause.
By the way, this episode 1495. We are that goddamn close. 5 episodes away from 1500.
Do we count the episodes where it's just you and me, or do we only count the interview episodes? I can never figure out how we keep track.
No, we count them all. Yeah.
Okay. And because I go over to Apple Podcasts, and I guess because of Apple's inability to count to more than like 750, it says like how many episodes that the Nice Guys has. It says something like 750 or whatever. Yeah, no. Like that number is not accurate.
Well, I always, when I do our Doug and Strick episodes, like Apple specifically says, give us the title without the number in it. Mm-hmm. Well, fuck that. I put the number in the title with ours.
That was the first one.
So that's why, like not the Monday's episode is Jennifer Novak, Finding Balance and everything. But last Friday was 1493. It's usually the number and then D and S, but with the ampersand. You got to use the ampersand, right? But this was just 1493S. No Doug today, just Strickland. Can you handle it? And that's another topic we got to talk about.
No, you did a great job of holding on to 45 minutes of content before you even were even worried that you weren't going to have enough topics to cover.
I have no idea how I talked that long. I think it was the fireball.
Oh, maybe it was. Yeah, I could tell probably by about, I don't know, I would say about a third, maybe half the way through, you were slurring just a little bit.
It's possible.
So those in our Nice Guy community, if you've never seen our show on Apple Podcasts because you go directly to our website or you get it directly into Spotify or wherever, we do have, like Strickland said, almost 1,500 episodes, 392 reviews. We are 4.9 stars.
Damn.
I
and you're still hunting down that guy for the 1-star review. Like,
take it back. We have one star review. I'm not looking for 1-star reviews. Please, no one that's in our community. Don't play a prank on the Nice Guys. It's fine. But 4.9 stars out of 5. I think that's pretty damn good for 9 years of podcasting.
It's pretty good. I think we're doing okay.
I think that's good. Anyway, a few things that I really wanted to cover today, in addition to how many voicemails?
Podcast tonight, in addition to 7 goddamn voicemails.
Okay. All right. Well, let me just read the second headline, and then I want to get right into it.
From Podcast Tonight.
Yeah, from Podcast Tonight. And okay. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but I do want to share, like, why have we not been interviewed for this publication yet? Joe Budden reveals how much money he's made from podcasting. I'm like, okay, well, here's like another Joe Rogan or Tim Ferriss kind of guy made it, like whatever, 10 million, 100 million a year or whatever it was. So I'm reading this and I'm like, Joe Budden reveals how much money he made from podcasting. In the latest of his self-titled show, the hip hop personality claimed that he has made around $4 million from podcasting over the last decade.
That's a lot.
Okay. That's a lot. But
significant.
You know what, Strick? We're not far from that. I mean, we could even be there. I don't know. I don't know how much money we've made over the last 10 years from podcast production, but come on. He's got a whole picture. What do we get? We get nothing. We get the lack of respect that we have always gotten as two guys, two 50-something white guys from Baltimore, Maryland. This is what we get.
Yeah, but because we don't put it out there. We don't reach out to the publications and put out fucking press releases and tell the world we're here. We're just here. We don't give a shit. Well, I don't give a shit, but apparently you do, or you wouldn't have brought it up.
It's not that I care, but when I'm like, oh, this is cool. This is going to be like another guy making $100 million signing bonus from Spotify. And I'm like, not that I'm poo-pooing $400,000 a year or $4 million over 10 years, but I'm like, okay, so show me something else. I mean, we did that. Come on.
Welcome back, by the way. My name is Strickland Bonner. On the other side of the microphone, Mr. Doug Sandler.
All right, just so everybody knows, Strickland is the only one that's dropped the F-bomb twice today. I'm keeping count.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Shit, I hadn't even noticed.
There's the S-bomb.
That's funny, though. I'm like, yeah. There are definitely days where, I will get myself a bit excited and sort of push those out, and I'll end up throwing out more F-bombs. But honestly, we've been on 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and I didn't even realize I'd said it once. Have you seen the history of swear words on Netflix?
Yes.
With Nicolas Cage.
I haven't seen it in a long time. Yeah, Nicolas Cage. Yeah, but I have not seen it in a long time. If you remember, put the link in the show notes for that, because that would be.
I'll go find it.
That would be kind of fun. Anyway, I just want to cover the 6 topics that I have written down.
6,
excluding voicemails, and I'm just going to touch upon them, and you can pick in any order that you possibly want to go. Okay,
one of them 7 voicemails.
I know.
How are we going to get through 6 topics?
Fortunately, we don't have a team meeting tonight because we are recording this on Thursday. And yes, Nice Guy community, stay tuned, because next week, May 1st, I think, is the recording day. We will have the one, the only Emily Aborn will be back.
That's right. Because we were talking about skincare.
Yes. And that is actually the first topic on my list, Tej Handley.
Okay. Well, let's talk about that now. I know we'll talk in more detail next week, because Emily's husband was our lucky,
lucky listener. Lucky listener. He was a lucky listener. So we were able to send 3 packages of Tej Handley, uncomplicated skincare for men. We were able to send 3 packages. Strickland got one, I got one, and we picked loyal listener, lucky listener, Emily Aborn. But she was the first to respond, and she was very eager. But then she realized that there's no products for women, so we volunteered her husband. So I'm hoping that the package has arrived. She's opened it up and she is using the product now. But Did you want to say, have you dipped into the box as of yet?
Dipped it. We've had it for 2 weeks or something, right?
I know. You started using it day one.
Yeah, me too. I've been using it pretty regularly. There's like a morning routine and an evening routine. I've done it most days, not every day. I don't know. I wouldn't say visually if I've noticed that my skin is clearer with fewer wrinkles, but it feels pretty fucking smooth. It's pretty nice.
In all disclosure, we did say we were going to give it 30 days.
Okay. So it's been about
2 weeks in. You've noticed half of the difference. The half the difference is it feels pretty smooth, but the other side of it is I want it to look smoother too.
Yeah.
Okay, so we
need all the help we can get.
We need to give it another couple weeks. The only thing I noticed, or the first thing that I noticed right out of the box, and we'll talk about this again in more detail, but it does really, really promote right there on the box, Tiege Hanley, uncomplicated skincare for men. Now, there are 12 products in this box. Immediately, I thought this is a little bit more complicated.
It's so funny that you mentioned that, because I was thinking the same thing. I still have the goddamn instructions on my bathroom, because it's like, okay, well, you got to do this. You got to wash and do the wash first, but then the scrub, but only twice a week for the scrub. But then you want to do the pad, and then you got to do the serum, but then wait and let it sit. And then you do the eye stuff, but just around your eyes. And then you do the PM if it's PM. And it's like, that's not fucking uncomplicated.
No, and we will be having, and again, this is completely, we are transparent, painfully transparent in our reviews. So the first thing that I'm going to mention to the CEO, God, hey, Strick, by the way, when I do the interview, you need to be available, because I'm not going to be the one to tell the CEO, I'm not really crazy about the packaging, But,
you don't like the packaging?
No. I was just saying, I was using that as an example. But the whole idea of uncomplicated skincare for men, I'm going to argue that point.
I want to be the bad guy, though.
Well, if I see the word uncomplicated, I'm thinking 2, maybe 3 things are going to be in this box. But when I opened it, I think it literally was 8 different products, and they were 8 essential products. I don't know how much more refined or reduced you could make it. But I don't know that uncomplicated is the right word.
I know, and there was an ad on the inside of the box
with a product that wasn't in the box.
Exactly. And it was like the easiest skincare ever, and it's one product, and it wasn't even in the fucking box.
I wanted that retinol. I think that was the product. It was like, it looked like a little like a little deodorant thing, but it was for a deodorant for the face.
Yeah.
But I wanted that product, and it wasn't in that box. So I'm like, oh man. So immediately I got disappointed. The first thing that I saw was this product that looked kind of cool, and it just seemed like it was really neat. And I'm searching through the box. I'm like, where's
the advertising was good. The advertising said swipe left or swipe right. You win either way. I'm like, oh, that's clever. Okay.
Yep. I liked everything. They had a little QR code in there to kind of give you some instructions and directions.
Hey, by the way, Doug.
Yeah.
Swipe left and swipe right. That's like a reference to like
I was going to say.
Apps. I know you have no idea what those mean, because
wait, did you say that's for In-N-Out Burger? What is that? What is swipe left, swipe? I know it's a dating service, but I could not tell you for the life of me. If I was sat down with a gun at my head, I would not be able to tell you what dating service it was for.
Yeah, that's all of them basically. Yeah.
What? Oh, is that how it is now?
It's all either swipe left, swipe right, swipe up, swipe down, swipe whatever. Yeah.
All right. So let's hold any more comments until next week's for
agreed, because we got too many more. So what are the other?
Okay, these next 2 things actually go together because they are series.
Like I'm sorry.
Okay, Grease. Okay, Grease. Okay, 2 shows that I'd like to get your opinion on if you've watched them, if you've seen them, if you've heard of them. Have you heard of and they're both Netflix series. Have you heard of The Gentleman?
Yes.
Okay. Have you seen that show, Guy Ritchie?
Entertaining. I liked it. It wasn't great. It was good. I liked it. Yeah, it was good.
Oh, super good.
Yeah.
Super good. I was hoping that there would be more than 8 episodes of this show.
Well, they set it up for a second season.
Okay. Well, I'll take the second season. I really like Guy Ritchie's style.
Mm-hmm. I did like that.
Mm-hmm. He's a really good. Now, he didn't direct it, but he was the producer of it.
I think he may have directed an episode or two actually, but he didn't direct all of them, I don't think.
So who takes the role, or who is responsible for things like the writing, the titles on when they do something cutesy or they do a cute camera angle? I always thought that was the director that does that stuff.
Yeah, it is typically, and with television, a lot of times there's different directors that are going to direct different episodes. They talk about let me remember how this goes. In the theater, the actor is the star, right? In movies, the director is the star. In television, the writer is the star.
So where does that leave Guy Ritchie and the director in this TV series?
That, like, basically any hack can direct an episode.
Right. At the bus stop.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
So
he's just signing the checks because he put his name on.
really, for me, a great series. I would highly recommend it if you want a binge watch over a weekend. You could absolutely do the entire limited season in a weekend. I think it's 8 episodes, and it's humorous, but it's got some violence in there, but it is very humorous.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Okay, next series I want to talk about just briefly, and again, I don't know if you've seen this. Was not at all what I expected it to be. Baby Reindeer. Did you see that one?
No, I've not heard of that. What is Baby Reindeer about?
Baby Reindeer is a stalker movie that I thought was going to be a comedy. Based upon the trailer that was up there, it looked like it was going to be a comedy. It's about this woman lawyer. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, but it's just funny to me. You watched a trailer, thought it would be a comedy, and it's actually a stalker movie. That's got to be the shittiest trailer ever. What the fuck?
I felt like the way that it was set up, it was going to be like maybe a dark comedy, maybe a little bit of a dark comedy. But basically the premise is it's about a bartender who is a comedian on the side, but is supporting his comedian habit by bartending. And the woman that walks into his bar one day and becomes his stalker, and the relationship that ensues with the bartender and the stalker person, and then the other relationships that this bartender has with other people, and how they are interfered with by the stalker, and it becomes a drug crazed, so dark. I mean, as it gets further into this, again, another limited series, as it gets further into the limited series, the darker it gets. And but again, I can't turn away from it. I'm like 5 episodes in. I'm like, I got to see what happens. I'm a little afraid. I don't want to watch this as the last thing before I go to bed because it's going to be nightmares.
That's interesting. I'd watch it. Did you ever see a show called Happy with Christopher Maloney?
I did see that. Hold on a second. Who was in that?
Dude, that was the darkest shit I have ever seen on television. Oh my God. They really pushed the limits.
But it was remember. Oh yeah! Oh my God! It's the guy with the little the donkey,
the imaginary friend, the imaginary like little whatever like unicorn flying around.
Did that ever come? Because that was one that I felt like was left open ended on the last season. Also, there was 18 episodes of that show. Did they ever come back into another season?
No, there were 2 seasons, and each season, wrapped itself up. Each season was like a long case, basically.
Guy was a nutcase, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, but wow, it was a great series.
Same thing there. Really, it gets a little bit darker as it goes along.
A little darker? Dude, it got fucking pitch black dark. I remember seeing the end of the first season and going, wow. That was like, there's shit that they did on television that I'm like, I can't believe they're doing that on television. I wonder how they're going to top this. And right off the bat, episode number 1 of season 2, they fucking topped it. It was so nuts.
So there's two must watch then. I don't know if those in our community are into dark stalker comedies, but Baby Reindeer is the one. So put it on your agenda, Strick. I think again.
I will check it out.
A weekend.
I am looking for another show. I'm looking for a new show.
So when you get together, you've been seeing this girl, haven't you?
Where have you been, dude? Who have you been talking to? You're hearing all my secrets. Yeah.
No, I want. So I guess my question is: are you like into watching Netflix with her yet, or are you still out of the house?
Yeah. No. We sit and we'll watch movies, and we watched The Usual Suspects the other day.
Oh, that's a good movie.
We've actually got a movie list going of movies that she's seen that she really loves, and I have not seen.
Has she listened to Nice Guys on Business? Have you told her that you're a podcaster yet? Or have you not told her that?
Yeah, I just haven't mentioned podcasting at all yet. No, no, that I have. She finds it entertaining.
Yes.
And silly, and I said, well, you got to call in, leave a voicemail. She's like, no. You guys are nut jobs. I'm not going to let you make fun of me like that. I'm not going to call in. I am not calling in. I'm like, okay, suit yourself.
All right, that's good. But is she local for you, or is
yes,
she? You have to get on a plane to go and see her.
Thank goodness, right? It's been a long time since I dated somebody I didn't have to get on a plane to go see.
And would you say that in any given week, are you guys seeing each other 7 nights, 5 nights, or
one or 2 nights a week?
Oh,
but we're very much enjoying our time together. It's been very nice. Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else you want to share?
I don't know. It's been a while since I've been in a more serious relationship, and I'm quite smitten. Yes.
So you're saying this is a more serious relationship? I just heard that. If I was able to glean anything from that, I'm hearing that this is a more serious relationship.
Yeah, everything is relative, and yeah, I have not been all that serious with anybody in a while, but yeah, I like her a lot. Things are going very well.
I'll take the focus off of you for just a second, just because as soon as I said that things getting more serious. Well, Adam, my son, he's the two of them, he and his girlfriend, they're moving in together. So this is a big step.
Is in New York?
He is in New York, so they're going to combine their resources and move into a studio together. No, I think it actually is a 1-bedroom.
No, he makes so much goddamn money though, right? Just for doing graphic design.
Can you imagine though having to spend? I don't know what Can you imagine $3,500, $4,000 a month for rent?
Well, it's not just that. It's $3,500 to $4,000 a month for a 1-bedroom apartment. Like if I've got a big ass house, I could see that, but it's a little goddamn because it's New York City.
Yeah,
insane.
It is insane.
Insane. I think the average price of a house in San Francisco is like $1.1 million. That's the average. That's insane.
That's very low. It's so low.
Dude, you live in Ohio. That's not an average. Well, I'm sorry. It is your house is an average house, but you're right. It's not an average area. So I guess that's it. That's how it goes.
See. Average. I'm gonna look it up. Average home cost in Ojai, California. How expensive is it to live in Ojai? Well, that doesn't answer the question. The Ojai housing market is somewhat competitive. The median sales price for a home in Ojai, $1.4 million.
Wow. That's insane.
It is crazy. I could not move back into my neighborhood now if I wanted to. I couldn't.
Well, and you got in at like what, 3.2% or some
3%. 3%.
Fucking amazing. When I first put a contract on my house, interest rates are 3.5%. And by the time the house was ready and I could lock a rate in, I was at 5.5%, which makes a huge fucking difference.
It does. It makes a huge difference. And I remember, like, I think my daughter bought a home in Baltimore, and I think she was like at 6 or 7% at the time, and I think they're even more than that now. Not that 7%. When I was in the mortgage business, this is going back to the early 90s, the rates were 7% was like, oh my God, you could get 7% because they were dealing with 8, 9, 10% at that point.
My first house, I think my interest rate was 7.25% or 7.5%, but that was the adjustable rate.
Wow.
That was the balloon rate. Now, fortunately, I wasn't in the house very long, but like if I wanted to locked in, it was going to be like 9%, 9.5%. Insane.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay,
what
so
more
let's-
topics? We got topics to get
more
through.
topics. I want to talk about Robinhood for just a couple of moments because I would like to share how much I'm losing my shirt on Robinhood with
Okay, let's do
as
that.
much as you can lose your shirt with $150 invested over the 3 months that we have, $50 a month.
Oh
for
yeah, we
3
got to
months.
put it. We got to put another $50 in it.
It's coming up. It's coming up. So the question is, knowing what we know about the market, are we going for what do you call it? An over-the-counter stock? Are you going to do a really inexpensive no-name stock, or are you going to do a tried and true blue chip kind of stock?
Dude, I don't fucking know. I have no idea because I am. I was cranking. I mean, my first $50 turned into like 80. Right. And then my second $50 turned into like 130. Well, now my total overall with 150 invested is $136. So
Okay, let me take a look at mine. So you have $136 as a result of 150 invested.
and it's funny, I'm looking at like my overall chart, right? 1 month ago, I was at 190. So with 150 invested, I was up, 30%. And now I'm down like, I don't know, 10% or some shit.
Okay. You have a calculator? You have a calculator?
I have a calculator now. Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Let's do this. Let's see if I can figure this out. Hold on a second. Oh, wait. Let me just look at my phone. That'll be the easiest way for me to determine this. Okay. I bought 3 stocks. Let me remind everybody what stocks I bought because I cannot even remember what stocks I bought. They're all dogs. Hold on a second. Let's go to the very bottom of my list. Here it is. My list is, okay, waste management. All right. So waste management.
People are always throwing away trash.
Everybody's throwing stuff away. Market value on that, $50.31. So I'm up 31 cents. Not
31
bad.
cents. Okay. That's
31 cents.
better than being behind.
Okay. Plug. Plug is
Plug?
I don't remember what Plug Power provides alternative energy technology, which focuses on the design, development, commercialization, and manufacture of hydrogen and fuel cell systems. Okay.
Okay.
Started at $50, $34.66. So that's considerably down. Then the final one is Roku, the big loser. Roku started with $50. I have $31.80 left over. So if you add those 3 numbers up, please, my $150 became.
Oh, I was supposed to be tracking that. You should
I said calculate.
You said calculator, but I didn't know what you were calculating. Okay, $50.26 or some shit, right? Yep. And then plus, what was it, 36 and 30 or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. And
$116. So
okay.
even though I'm down, I'm still ahead of you.
Right. That is very true. Okay. If those in our community are playing along with us, can you let us know how your stocks are doing? We are very curious. Fortunately, this is not a stock or financial advisory show, nor could we advise you about stock buys. But if we were advising you, you would know to do the exact opposite of what we actually are saying.
Exactly. You should be short selling whatever it is we're buying. Did you see Erica's post on Facebook?
I did not.
She put a list in of why do you listen to the nice guys? And there were many, many lettered options. I think she got all the way up to like letter M. And one of them was get stock advice, Robinhood stock advice from the guys, which I laughed at. One of them was get home improvement tips, which I also laughed really hard at.
Oh, wow. She did. She got up to N. The last one was something else, which was all of the above was before that. And then said, top reasons you listen to Friday episodes and are counting down the hours until tomorrow. Mm-hmm. You find it entertaining, have nothing better to do. You can't get enough of the Jerry theme song. Let's see. Emily said everything but D. Let me see what D is. You hope to get even more time management tips from Doug. Thank you, Emily. That's fine.
Nice.
Emily she is an N. I still can't figure it out, but I keep coming back for more. I think that's really what it is. It's kind of like going down the highway and seeing on the other side that there is this massive accident and you have to slow down to see it.
It's like NASCAR, right? Like you're waiting for the crash. I mean, that's
we
what
understand that. We get it. But you know what? somehow, some way, every month we seem to have about 30,000 people that want to listen to the podcast.
I know. I have no idea why. No fucking idea why. Now, one of the other things she put in the list was to hear the Magic 8 Ball, which we have not used in a while. And I commented that I think we need to dust off the old Magic 8 Ball tonight.
Okay, we can do that. You mean when we get into the voicemails? That's usually a really good spot for it. Now, I noticed that Erica put in here, you dig Strickland's voice, but she didn't put you dig Doug's voice. And I get it. But I did get the time management thing, so I get it.
She would have said that. I have no idea why she would have said.
Well, you do have much more of a unique voice than I do. You have the if Billy Idol were American, it would probably be your voice.
I think that's a good fit. Yeah.
It would, right? Especially with what you just did, how you just did it. You were like, you were very low and refractory. So last week I wasn't here because I was at a photo shoot. Now I haven't.
You got to tell us about it. Is that one of the topics? I hope.
Yeah, that was. It was
number 7. Good, because I want to hear about it.
So I did this photo shoot and I found out Strickland is tuning up his guitar. He's going to play.
Take a look. Look at my new guitar.
I do like that. What is that?
Here, you see, it's purple.
What is the brand of that guitar?
It is here.
It looks like a Carvin.
Wolfgang.
Whoa.
Is it an EVH Wolf? Now Wolfgang is his son. And it's just a badass guitar. It's like got a great neck and it's really good looking. And it's made in Indonesia.
All of those things. I went out with a girl in college that had a great neck. Had a great neck. It was from Indonesia.
But that means it's not ridiculously expensive, but the quality is still really good. So it was reasonably priced. But look at the old flame on that. It's got like a quilted top. Look at the flamer on that.
Yeah. My Carvin is like that in like a yellowish, orangish kind of flavor.
Yeah, like yours is more like the wood grain. Yeah, it's called a quilted top, but it's like a purple quilt. I really love the quilt on that. Yes. Nice. So I did this. Hold on a second. I'm going to find you the names because these names meant nothing to me, but I said them to my son's girlfriend, who is kind of in the know when it comes to these folks in the supermodel business. So there were 3 stars. Are they supermodels or are they influencers or are they both?
No, I believe that they are. I'm going to call them supermodels because this is what she called them. So hold on a second. I gotta find this the call sheet because I think it was really funny. As soon as I found the call sheet and hold on, I'm gonna find
a picture of the call sheet.
I did.
For those of you who don't know, there was Doug's 65 Mustang Jewel was hired for an ad. And so he was at Universal Studios for 3 days. I think we talked about it because I talked about it last week. I said, what a wimp you were because instead of staying at Universal and partying.
Yeah, we did talk about it briefly, but I don't know that we mentioned the supermodels, but I'll do that here right now.
Okay, give me the first name. I'm going to type him in because I don't know.
Okay. Alessandra Ambrosio. Don't know Alessandra Ambrosio, but if you look her up.
Oh yeah, look at that. Brazilian. Oh, did you hear them talking?
I did. I thought they were speaking Italian though.
Well, damn. So she is Brazilian. She's 5'10", and she's 43 years old. She's very attractive. Because you sent me some pictures, and I was looking at there were 2 women in the car.
Yeah.
And they were like, big blown out hair, right? And it was like Barbie doll looking, and I was like, they're attractive, but like that kind of plastic attractive. She's got a really kind of hot natural look. I mean, maybe it's just the right picture that I'm looking at of her, but she's very attractive. Okay, who else?
Hold on a sec. Before we do that, I want to just do some Alessandra Ambrosio. I'm looking at her on Instagram. 12 million followers.
Jesus, that's insane.
Okay,
I guess she's popular. So no, that's like serious shit. Like she's well known apparently then. Okay.
Yeah. Then the second supermodel, which I think is the one that was recognized by son's girlfriend, Candace Swainapole. Swainapole? I don't know how to say her last name.
Whoa, that is a weird last name. Swanepoel.
Swanapoli. Swanpoliolia.
She is Cornholio. She is, to me, that perfect Barbie doll, like just not my type at all. I mean,
so
she just looks so.
Instagram, 20.3 million followers.
That's insane. I mean, I would never say, "Oh, she's not attractive."
No, they were both highly attractive.
She's like, okay, she's just like that total perfect plastic looking, like.
Well, Candace reminds me of the Sports Illustrated swimsuit model.
Yep. She very much has that.
And Anna, what's the name of the first one? Sorry.
Alessandra Ambrosio.
Alessandra reminded me of she reminded me of like just a really good, please, I'm not saying this in any derogatory way, but she reminded me of a really good looking mom. Isn't she the one that's 43?
She's 43.
Okay. She's a really good looking mom.
She looks really hot. Yeah.
So I had to move the car a couple of times and both of the models were sitting in the car. So the one that was in the driver's seat had to get out of the driver's seat so I could move the other one.
You didn't just sit on her lap.
No,
JJ wouldn't have liked that.
No. So I didn't dare talk to them. I was afraid of what they might say or what I was going to have to say back in return. Anyhow,
how do you say douchebag in Italian? I don't know.
Because I am a douchebag. Sorry, I'm such a dweeb. Here, how do you say geek, nerd, or yeah? Dad,
anyway, I interrupted your story. You were moving the car. They had to move out of the seat.
No, that was it. So
Okay.
Candace was sitting in the driver's seat, and so I had to move. She had to get out of the car, so it was me and what's the other one? Alessandra,
yeah.
It was just the two of us drive around Jewel. It was really cool though. The whole process was great. We had a few different ways that they shot. They rigged the car for a camera, so they put a camera on top of a film thing on top of the car, and they drove it around Universal's lots into various like sets and did video. I don't even know what the commercial was for. It was for some company. And
dude, did you find out? Because I want to see the commercial.
Not yet. I have one. Jewel has a callback. So,
oh, that's right. I forgot. I thought it was Monday.
So it was supposed to be this Monday, but the weather wasn't ideal for because the first day it was in Malibu, second day it was in Studio City or in Burbank, and day 3, which was the extra day that they added because Jewel did such a great job on the first 2 days, they wanted to bring her back. So we're going to Malibu because they wanted to do some beach shots.
Nice.
So I'm very excited for the
bikinis. Yeah, look at this. So who's the third model then?
Jewel is the third model.
Oh, really? Okay, that was cheesy. Okay. Well, I'm going to have to go back and look at some of those pictures because you did post a bunch of pictures. If you're not in the Facebook group, go to niceshortcut.com and we'll let you in the group and you can see the rig that was on Jewel.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I got to go back and look at some of those pictures now because Alessandra, she looks very attractive and she looks nice and friendly. She looks
So I don't know if this is a result of me being hired and then I'm getting hired again. So I got another call. So for next month, I'm going up to Santa Barbara to do another commercial shoot. And then Joe's the 67 pickup truck. Joe is going to be in some clothes fashion commercial. That's
get out of town
on Saturday this weekend.
Really?
Yeah. So it's like the cars are finally coming into their own right now. Dude, it's only taking them.
Quit your day job soon.
Wait a minute. I don't want to quit my day job. That's turnkey.
Okay, good. I don't want you to quit it either because I don't want to do sales and shit.
No, I know you don't. Well, fortunately, we're working out a plan for that one though.
100%. Yep.
But Jewel is having a good time. Joe is enjoying being the younger brother, but enjoying getting out there and doing some modeling too. And I'm having a good time with both of these vehicles. I just got to figure out how I can get it so I rent Jewel, Joe, and our Airstream all in one.
Oh my God! Right? Yeah, but how are you going to get them all there? I mean,
I don't know. They'd have to come to my house. They'd have to come here.
Nice.
Anyhow, that was almost all of my topics. I just want to talk about one other thing, and I don't know if you've had a chance to listen to this podcast yet, but I've been promoting the heck out of it. Have you listened to any episodes of Legal AF?
Yeah, I've listened to some. He's entertaining, but
It's kind of entertaining.
we talk about the daily, right? And like how balanced is the daily, and you and I think it's relatively balanced, and Jared thinks it's very left leaning. That legal as fuck. That guy hates Trump more than I do.
Oh my God.
And it's like, it gets like, I like hearing about what's going on in the Trump trials, but I want to hear the reality of what's going on, right? Like, I don't want to hear, oh, his orange doofusness fell asleep. Like, okay, well, we obviously know what you're going to say. No matter what happens in court, you're going to say he's a fucking asshole. I mean,
what he lacks in his unbiasedness, he makes up in sheer volume of content because, man, they put out a podcast episode. They do 5 days a week. 2 of the 5 days a week are about an hour to an hour and a half long. And then the other 3 days a week are 15 or 20 minutes. And sometimes they do multiple 15 or 20-minute episodes. And I like it just because I'm not saying it gives me the facts, but I'm saying I like the entertainment value, but I like just knowing like what's going on. Like, tell me what's happening. Oh, he's in court today. Oh, cool. All right. So cool. They had, they're picking the jury today. All right. Well, now they're reading, they did the opening statements. All right. They're doing the closing statements. All right. The jury's in deliberation now. Just the fact that it's keeping me step by step aware of the scenario. Kind of like that.
Okay. But you need to listen to 45 minutes of the podcast to hear that. He just rambles so much. I think that's why, like, I listened to one and I think it was like an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And I listened to the first 10 minutes.
Commercials.
Right. It's just him fucking like, what the fuck?
No,
dude?
I just forward through the commercials because they're very in the same spots in every episode. So the first 4 or 5 minutes, I'm like, no, I'm just going to pass through the first 4. And then they get into it. And then there's not another commercial break until about halfway through. So I don't, and it's so obvious when they're in the commercials too. It's like, sometimes I remember listening to Howard Stern for years. And as I was listening to Stern, sometimes you're not sure, are you in the commercial right now? Right. Or you're out of the commercial. With him, his whole voice changes. I don't even remember the guy's name that's the host of the show, but so it's I think it's enjoyable. I use it just as much for entertainment purposes as I do just to keep track of what the hell's going on.
So I got an interesting daily episode that I listened to. I don't know that we want to get too deep into it, but did you listen to the one about the campus protests?
It was just came out to they came out to I think it was today.
Oh, was it today? Not even yesterday?
I think so. I haven't heard that episode yet. I plan. I usually listen as I'm falling asleep because it's just one of those things that I listen to in bed.
It's kind of more serious anyway, so it's not like probably good for today. But it's very interesting because there were congressional hearings like 2 months ago where they brought in the presidents of Harvard and a couple of other colleges, right? And basically the congressional hearing, it was Harvard and one other school, Penn State or something, I can't remember. And they both flat out asked them, they said, if there's a student on campus who is saying that they want to kill all the Jews, that they want to get rid of everybody in Israel, would that be considered hate speech? Because of course, these schools are like between a rock and a hard place of like, we want to promote free speech, but when does it cross the line into hate speech, right? And these, the presidents of the universities, they were not prepared for this. And both of them gave answers along the lines of, look, it really depends on the context. And this congresswoman, I don't remember, Italy Stefanik, I think, she was like, no, that's bullshit. If somebody's saying that is fucking hate crime and they should be, and they both got fired. Both of these university presidents.
This isn't just recently. This is past because right.
That was 2 months ago, 3 months ago, right? But this episode, and I'm not going to do spoilers, but this episode is about Columbia University. The president of Columbia University was out of the country at the time of the original. She was called into congressional hearing also.
Right.
So they brought her in last week. And so she knew what to expect. She knew exactly what to expect.
Right.
And she basically went in and said, oh yeah, that's hate speech. Totally. And they were like, okay, well, you have a professor who is the head of some department, and currently he's under investigation for like an article that he wrote that was critical of Israel. I think it was critical of Israel. He said, and he's being investigated right now. Is he going to be fired as the head of the department? And she was like, like she was totally thrown off, right? I mean, my answer would have been, it's under investigation, bitch. Okay. Like I'm not fucking throwing somebody in jail until the trial is over. He's still under investigation. But she basically said, yeah. And her whole attitude was, look, we're all about free speech, but yes, you have to limit it somewhere, because at some point it does cross the line and it becomes hate speech, and people are getting scared. That was her attitude. But when she got back to campus, there's all these protests. And so now she's been put to the fire. It's like, okay, what do? Are you going to break up the protests because you said that this is hate speech? Or are you going to let it go on because it's your students and it's free speech at the school? And she basically shut it down, which just caused more problems. And it caused more stuff. And now it's spreading to other colleges. Personally, like staying away from the politics of who's right and who's wrong. I'm not saying a word about that, but it was so interesting because they, on the episode of The Daily, they basically paint this picture that these two presidents that got fired, they took this tack. And so the other president who knew what was coming, she took the opposite tack, and they both got fucked. Like, what are you going to do?
So,
right?
Okay, but there's a difference. There's a difference between the words that the professor that was head of the department said and the protests that resulted. I don't, there is, are they aligned? Like the professor is saying, he's probably making some anti-Semitic comments, I'm assuming, correct? So
that's my understanding, is that the comments that he made were taken as anti-Semitic. Yes.
Okay. So the Jews are bad. The Jews are doing all this horrible stuff is basically what this professor is saying, which is in our case, in this particular case, I would deem as hate speech, right? I mean, that's how I look at that. The people that are arriving at the protest, are these people that are saying we hate the Jews? Or are these people that are saying we need peace in the Middle East at any cost? We need to stop this, because there could be an argument that could be laid about the excessive use of force that Israel is using to shut down terrorism.
That's what the students are protesting. The students are basically saying, Israel's using too much force, and we're for Palestine, and we think that they need their own place, and we think that the Jewish people need to back down. And then there were like anti-protest protests. So there were people outside of there that had other signs that were like, you people are the next target, right? And it's like, where does it stop? It doesn't. It just snowballs.
But isn't that the definition of freedom of speech? Is allow someone, if they're doing it in a non-violent, non-hate way, protesting violence in the Middle East, and the other people are saying, no, this is justified violence in the Middle East. I mean, isn't that the whole purpose of what protesting is about? Not violence, but just two differing opinions showing up one day and having peaceable assemblies where they can protest?
It is. The hard part in my mind is, where do you draw the line to dangerous? I don't remember exactly what it was, but some of the anti-protesters, they had signs that basically said, like, you're the next target for Hamas. And it was like an arrow pointing at the protesters. And it's like, okay, is that hate speech? I'm like, that would make me feel uncomfortable if I was protesting, but is it cross the line of hate speech? I don't know. Who do you arrest, or who do you let go? That's the hard part, because I'm with you 100%. Like, free speech is free speech, but at some point it crosses the line, and I think everybody has a different place that it crosses the line.
I personally think that if you can have these protests in a position, in a spot where it's a nonviolent protest, I don't see that there's anything wrong with voicing your opinion, even if your opinion is there's too much violence, and the violence is because of your love of Zionism and the belief of Israel as a state, and the other people could be like, yeah, but we believe Palestine has the right to exist also, and we believe in Palestinians have the right to have their own state too. And now we have two differing factions that are arguing, and that to me is the definition of the right of assembly and the right of free speech. It's the person that says kill all the Jews, or the person that says kill all Palestinians because they're bad. That's, to me, that's where that crosses the line.
Right. But you're very black and white. What about the person that's holding a sign that is pointing to these people who are like pro-Palestine and saying you're Hamas's next target?
Oh my gosh.
Is that hate speech?
I don't know.
That's the hard part. And I don't know the answer, but that's the hard part. And what else was interesting? They ended up arresting a bunch of the students, and they told the students, hey, you're going to get arrested. You're going to be suspended. These are the ones that were protesting. And they interview a student who is like the editor of the student newspaper, right? And the editor of the student newspaper says, and I'm watching these students and they're being taken away, and they're telling that they're going to be suspended, not like kicked out of school, just suspended, which I guess I'm assuming is temporary, right?
Right.
And then she said, I'm watching the absolute worst thing that could possibly ever happen to them happen, and I don't know what to do about it. And I'm thinking to myself, I know you're young, but have you heard of Kent State?
Yeah.
I mean, really, that is fucking how Kent State started. Like, a bunch of students are protesting the Vietnam War, and the campus, the faculty was worried that it would get violent, so they call in the National Guard.
Come
fucking
in.
Somebody gets shot. 6 kids are fucking dead. I'm sorry, but protesting and being pulled out and suspended from school is not the absolute worst thing that could possibly happen. Okay. Yeah. So what's the option, right? Basically, they don't call the cops. They don't do anything, but then the anti-protesters come in, and then maybe they get violent, and then a fight starts, and then who the fuck knows what happens from there. It's like, it's such
so
a
put yourself in the
place.
position of that president. And, those first two presidents that didn't know that they were stepping into a hornet's nest, the second president, the second case where the other president came and knew the hornet's nest they were going to step into. It's like, okay, I got over that. I got through that gauntlet, and he steps into something, turns around and steps right into a grenade.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, how am I supposed to deal with this? And then how do you deal with this? Like,
well, that's the thing. To me, this is the perfect example of sometimes there's no right answer, right? Because she was completely convinced that, you know what? I saw what they did. It was a mistake. I'm going to correct the mistake. And she totally did the opposite of what they did, and she still got fucked.
And did she get fired?
No, not yet. There are students and people that are calling for her to step down. I don't think she has yet. If it was me, I'd be like, fuck this shit. I don't need any more of this.
Right. Like, who's the person that, like, I just came here to be like the guy or the woman that's in charge of like the academia. I didn't expect to step into protest. Now, did any of these people have like protest training or crisis management, or at what level of learning do you stop when it comes to like, okay, I've given you 99 tools that you can use as the president of the college. Oh, well, this 100th thing came up. Well, I don't know how to react to that. Okay, well, you're fired. It's like, oh my God.
Well, that's it. And apparently New York University has it's like in New York City. Apparently Columbia is like in New York City, downtown kind of campus.
Yeah.
And like there's a very high Jewish population, but they also have a very held in high esteem Middle Eastern, basically the Middle Eastern studies. So there are going to be tons of people on campus who are pro-Israel and tons who are pro-Palestine. And damn, the sparks are going to fly. What are you going to do?
I mean, I don't even know how I feel about it. I feel like, and again, I have no idea what the right answer is or what the right response is, or what's the response that's other than me just giving my opinion and saying, I don't know how I would respond to this. I think about the bombs that are dropping on the Gaza Strip, or the bombs that are dropping in Palestine, and thinking, why are we killing? Why are they killing? Why is there killing of innocent people? At no point should that even be the case. Well, Hamas has embedded themselves inside hospitals, so how are we supposed to get them out of the hospitals other than bombing them? I don't know. I don't know. But to drop a bomb on a civilian population doesn't seem to make sense, because it's not them that's creating the problem. So I would say, man, that seems to be the excessive use of force. But the enemy in this particular case is not making themselves really well known. Now, is that strategically the better thing to do? I don't know. Do they maybe not care about the people in their homeland as much as they should? Could they care more about the people so nobody gets killed? But it's like, okay, well, what's the right thing? I have no idea.
That's the problem, is that there's just not right now. But let's get on to, I think, better and funner topics. You've disabled screen sharing. I need to share my screen so we can get into the voicemails.
See, Strickland, that is where you're wrong. I did not disable screen share. It was never enabled.
I see, because you're the boss. Is that what you're trying to say, that you're the boss?
It is enabled now, and you are in good shape to share any voicemails that you choose to. And you said we have 7 voicemails.
Click all the right things. 7
Okay,
goddamn
before you play voicemail number 1, I would like to ask the Magic 8 Ball a question or two, if that's okay.
Okay. Well, yes, and that was
me,
Erica's request, and I absolutely think we should respect Erica's request, because it has been a very long time since we have dusted off the Magic 8 Ball.
Okay, so Magic 8 Ball. I'm gonna go right for new loyal listener. Are you ready? Magic 8 Ball. Will one of these voicemails be from Sally?
It's so funny, because that's exactly the question I was going to ask as well.
Okay.
That's so interesting that you asked that.
All right. Well,
okay.
That's the question I wanted. Magic 8 Ball. Will one of these? See, I could have asked it differently. I could have said, "Is it possible?"
Well, that's what I was getting. That was my second comment that I was getting ready to make. That was an excellently worded question.
Thank you.
For the Magic 8 Ball. Although it wasn't perfectly, because you said, did you say?
I said, is it possible that one of these voicemails could be from Sally?
No, but you say one. You said, right, could one of these be from Sally?
Right,
well, it could be 1, it could be 2, it could be 5.
That's
the better word, but that was still 90% there. Okay. I would say Magic 8 Ball, did Sally, our newest, most loyal Funkin' fan, leave us a message this week? At least one message this week. What say you, Magic 8 Ball?
Does Doug like hand lotion? Oh, hell yes, he does. So that's a big thumbs up.
Oh, I guess one of thanks.
Okay.
Appreciate
Good
that.
to know. Good to know. All right.
Any other questions that you have for Magic 8 Ball?
You know what? I'm going to reserve the right to ask Magic 8 Ball a second question at some point during these 7 voicemails.
You're just like the Trump trial. You reserve the right to recall the witness later.
That's right. I do.
Yeah.
Sit down, Mr. Trump. Could you imagine being the judge of that? And finally the judge is like, because the judge is a Democrat, right? The judge finally having the right to say, if you stand up one more time. I'm curious if they're going to put him in trial jail, put him in a little cage at the front of the
oh my God, that'd be funny as shit. Well, this is the hard part of some of the things I've been reading about is that the judge and other people think that Trump is like, he's defying the gag order and tweeting and shit.
100%.
Because he wants to go to jail. He wants to be a martyr. And so the judge is in a bad spot, because it's like he wants to shut him up, but if he gives Trump what he wants and he becomes a martyr, then it works against. So who knows?
You know where you hit Trump. You don't hit Trump in the "I'm going to send you to jail." You hit Trump in the "I'm going to take your money away from you." I think that's what you got to. You keep finding him. You keep finding him. It doesn't really matter. Whatever you do to him, he is absolutely going to win, lose, or draw. He is going to be the poster child for martyrdom when it comes to whatever it is that he is being charged with. Oh, you can't charge, this was a completely legal thing that I did. I was able to pay hush money because, this is my life and I don't want my life put on public display. Yeah, but it's the fact that you had your attorney like hide the fact that you were paying the hush money with campaign contribute or whatever it was. It's like, no, you can't pay hush money and then try to sway the election. It's not going to work that way. He didn't use political contributions. That's what it was. He was trying to sway the results of the election. For everything that he did or didn't do, allegedly, for everything that he did or didn't do, how can you be not guilty of so many things? And we didn't get him for that, but we got him for something else. I kind of have to go by that philosophy. It's like he may not have been guilty for swaying the vote here, but he is definitely guilty of doing many wrong things. And I don't even know what those wrong things are, but I just know there are wrong things that he's done.
It's the getting Al Capone on tax evasion.
Right. Thank you. Thanks for coming to my rescue with that. Getting Al Capone on tax evasion. That's exactly what's going to happen. Trump is going to go to jail allegedly for doing something that we're going to find him guilty of something.
It's going to be Letterkenny, by the way, today. Now that you said allegedly a couple times, it's going to be opening and close. I don't think I have a Letterkenny closed, but it's going to be Letterkenny open. So
okay, all right, I'm ready.
Are you ready? Oh, damn.
What the hell?
I checked the goddamn
damn, you played
I checked the all of the 27 different places that the audio would maybe not be shared. And I had the wrong clip loaded up. After all that shit,
could you leave a little more room between the end of the end of the first?
I can, except that we are a fucking hour.
Just go.
About
just
an hour in, I think.
Whatever.
We don't. Did we have the timer? It's the one thing. Zoom is adding all these fucking extra free shit. I just want a timer. I just want to know how long I've been talking.
I want to know not just the timer. I don't want there to be a call timer because there is. Right now it says call timer is at an hour and 17 minutes. But you and I had a brief conversation before I hit record. I would like, when I hit record, just give me a fucking recording timer. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm with you.
That was my first drop of the F-bomb this entire episode. I made it an hour, all right?
You're so goddamn funny. I haven't even noticed that you hadn't. Like, you've been counting yourself? Like, that's the first time I dropped the F-bomb?
I was reminded last week of, is this affecting the people that might be in our lives, that might be listening to the show, that we might be persuading somebody not to like us as people? And I guess my feeling is I've been doing this for almost 10 years now. You know what? If you don't like me for who I am and you don't feel like I can come through with my promises and do the things that I'm supposed to do as a human being because I get to have fun and unwind and let loose with my best buddy on this podcast, if this affects who I am to you, I'm sorry. I really am sorry. This is why we have podcasts, and this is why you have a follow and unfollow button. You don't have to. I can still be a good person, and don't have to listen to the Nice Guys on Business.
That is true. All of that is true. And if you don't like what you hear here, just get the funk out. You don't have to listen. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
We got a voicemail from Jared. I said a voicemail from Jared. You know a voicemail from Jared. Nobody else will call. We got a voicemail from Jared. Screw the rest of y'all.
As you were playing the voicemail, the theme song, it reminded me of something that I did want to share with you before this episode comes out this week, and that is, I don't know if you put the episode through a voice leveler, but every once in a while I do notice there is a pretty big difference between, let's say, the voicemail theme song and the rest of the episode, or one of the messages and the rest of the episode, or the intro and us coming in, or my voice versus your voice. Do you put them through? Is there like a leveler that happens?
No. I mean, I could do that, but I typically don't. No.
Is there a reason you don't? Is there a reason that you don't do that?
Because I'm fucking lazy.
is it what is the process that you have to go through? Don't you just have to drop it into something else before you actually hit publish? I mean, is that what happens?
No, I would have to do the separate tracks and kind of take a look. I mean, when you think about it, when you say like yours is louder than mine, I mean, Hindenburg has like an auto leveler, but it doesn't really.
Oh, it doesn't do
that
what it
well.
does.
The magic levels or something, it's a bit much. It's like it's not intuitive.
All right.
So,
well, then forget it. Let's just have a substandard listening quality for our audience. It's fine.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
I'm glad we clarified that. I'm glad we clarified that.
For all those that are in our audience, all of our nice guy community, Funkin' fans, as Strickland would call you, all of our listeners, just know that it's within our grasp to make a change. We choose not to.
And Doug, you say listeners, like I hear a little bit of disdain in that, like that I shouldn't call them listeners. I should call them Funkin' fans. And
we're a nice guy community. We've been calling that for forever.
Okay, so here's my question. Because and I'm only going to ask this question because of the tone of voice that I heard. Is this something you've been thinking about for a long time and you just have not said it and you've been sitting on it?
No, I say this to you every time. You say listeners, and when you say Strickland's, obviously he's waving to somebody.
Oh, I'll tell you that in a minute. I'll tell you.
Is that a window over there, or is it somebody in your house?
No, it's okay. So we're getting an Amazon delivery, as you know, often happens on the regular, right? Mm-hmm. And so the driver's walking up, and in from my office, I can see the front of the house, right?
Yes.
And it looks right at the front. So I see him driving up, and he walks up. Did I tell you about our fridge that we have out on the deck?
No, I'm ready. Is it as good as the ice maker that you bought me when I moved in here?
Well, for drivers, it's even better. Ooh. Because it's like a dorm fridge, basically.
Yeah.
That I bought ages ago, and it's been sitting in my garage. And my daughter made a suggestion of like, hey, why don't we? I know what it was. My daughter said when it gets really hot here, like, hey, we ought to put like a cooler outside with ice water because it gets really hot. And when drivers like they need, and I'm like, yeah, but then you gotta fucking refresh the ice. And I like the idea, but, and then I thought, I got this fucking fridge and it's just sitting in my garage collecting dust. So we set the fridge up and stocked it with water and Gatorade and snacks. And I put a note on the fridge that said, hey, delivery drivers, hey, thanks for working hard for us out there. It's hot. Please stay hydrated. Help yourself to whatever you like from the fridge. Thanks for everything you do. And so the Amazon driver comes walking up, right? And he didn't say anything. He just saw me in the window as he's walking up. And I notice he's on the porch for like longer than it would take to just drop a package and go, right? So that's why I'm kind of keeping an eye out while you're talking. Yeah. And he's as he's walking away, he's got a Gatorade in one hand and a water in the other hand. And he like looks at me and he's like, dude, like he's giving me the high five, the thanks, really appreciate it. So that's why I was waving at him.
So for those of you, our nice guy community that may not realize this, right next to Strickland's refrigerator, he's got a little TV with Netflix on, and he's got a charger station for people that have their phones uncharged, and he's got a little lounge chair. So when Jeff Bezos calls and said, "Hey, Strick, could you get rid of the shit that's on your front porch?" Strickland is the reason why everybody that's after him in the delivery chain, their packages are late. It says your package 10 stops away for like an hour. So it's Strickland's house.
I was wondering where you were going with that. So listeners, I don't remember. I'm not saying that you've never told me that before.
I tell you that every time.
Has it been a long? When was the last time? Okay, I need help with this, people. Okay,
yes. I
need Jared or Emily or Sally. I know you haven't been listening for very long, Sally. Maybe you've listened to some back episodes. I don't know. Anyone who has heard Doug correct me when I say listeners to say, dude, Funkin' fans. Okay, there are Funkin' fans. Please, I'm not saying Doug has never corrected me. It's very possible that he has. We are 15, but I don't fucking remember. It's been a long goddamn time.
It's been since the last episode, Strickland.
Two episodes ago?
Yeah, not the solo episode because I wasn't here, but the one before that. I specifically remember you said listeners, and I stopped you and I said Funkin' fans, nice guy community. I give you options. I give you options because I even laugh when you say listeners because look, I'm not being condescending. I'm not being dismissive of you, and I'm not being critical of you when you say listeners. I'm just reminding you that we have a nice guy community. We've created this title for our community, and I think that we owe them the privilege of being called our nice guy community. I'm not mad that you don't do it.
Well, maybe it's that when I heard you say it, I thought you were just reiterating. And I didn't hear the tone and the voice of like, dude, stop fucking calling them listeners.
Oh, I don't
You
care.
could be 100% right. I am very curious and I'm not looking for defense. I want truth. What I'm looking for is the truth because I'm fucking old and I forget shit all the goddamn time. Have any of our listeners, have you noticed Doug do this? Because I've either not noticed or forgotten, and it's very possible that I haven't noticed and I'm an asshole. But I appreciate you specifically pointing it out as I ask it, because I'm typically, when there's something that you correct me on, it's usually because maybe I wasn't aware of it. And I feel like I usually correct pretty well and make sure not to make the mistake again.
But even more importantly than me correcting you or me giving you another name for it, I think the better question is, let's ask Magic 8 Ball this question. Ask Magic 8 Ball this question. Does our listening audience, also known as our Funkin' fans and our nice guy community, does our listening audience care that we call them our listeners versus our nice guy community?
That's a good question. Yes or no, listeners, Funkin' fans, nice guy community, do you care if I call you listeners? Although, even if they say, no, we don't care, I appreciate where you're coming from and what you're saying, Doug. And I'm going to make a concerted effort to not say listeners. That 4-letter word is either going to be Funkin' fans or nice guy community. So, Magic 8 Ball, what say ye? Are you offended when I call you all listeners?
Okay, guys. So I'm neither for nor against this one. So I'm Switzerland. Good luck.
Thanks, Magic 8 Ball. Way to stay fucking neutral bullshit, not take a chance.
What's so funny about the whole thing is we haven't even played a message yet.
We're like an hour and 10 minutes in, and we have 7 goddamn voicemails, and we haven't played one yet.
Keep it rolling.
Okay, here we go.
Hi, Doug. Hi, Strick. Welcome back, Doug, to the show. I can say that we did miss you last week, but...
Hey, by the way, that's Emily. You should introduce yourself, Emily.
She may. You haven't given her a chance.
So,
okay, fair enough.
Strickland was amazing,
Ooh,
and
thank you.
he really knocked it out of the park.
Oh, thank you.
So I'd say that wherever you both were at that time is exactly where you needed to be. And Doug, I totally would have done the exact same thing as you and driven home to get home to be in my own bed. Right. And eat my own food and wake up at the crack of dawn, just like usual, and skip the hotel. Last time I stayed in a hotel, thought it was going to be lovely to have like this whole nice space to myself and the peace and quiet and relaxation. Yeah, let's just say I was asking for my keys from the valet at 3 o'clock in the morning and driving home from Portland, Maine to my house. There you go, Strickland, Portland, Maine. Woohoo. Yeah, it was in Portland. I actually went to Jay's Diner in Portland, very local hot spot, and met my dad and some other folks there. So anyway, okay, goodbye. That's all for now. It was a fantastic episode. One of my favorite ever, and I said that a lot.
Damn! And by the way, we're a good hour and 15 minutes in, and I just realized that if these voicemails are all commenting on the last episode, which they often are,
I'll be sitting out.
It's all about me. I love that. I forgot that.
It's totally all about you. What I didn't hear in Emily's message was the reason why she got up at 3 a.m. and went home, though.
I'm dying to hear that. Emily, I'm sorry you had to leave. I appreciate that you really enjoyed the episode. One of the best. I love that so much. Thank you. But
what
we
I
would
did
love to hear back. Well, no, forget hear back. we're going to have you on the show next week, and we'll have to ask you.
What I did hear was that she had valet, so I know it wasn't a Motel 8 like or 6 like I normally stay in. So,
Yeah,
anybody that's got valet at 3 a.m, that's a pretty good hotel. I probably would have roughed it out at that hotel for the night.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing.
All right, let's
Okay,
go to
voicemail number 2.
Hey fellas, it's Sally, and I just figured out what NGF is. When Doug says this is NGF and Nice Guys on Business, oh my God. I was like, what is this NGF business? Does he have another thing that he does other than podcasting and selling and, anyway. Finally got that. I'm calling as instructed to weigh in on leftovers. I have a lot of leftovers, but they're typically not from meals that I make. Like sometimes I will cook, and I love to cook, and I'm rather good at it, I will say, and I'll have a meal or two amount left over, but not often, because I try to cook for the amount of people who are in attendance, but whenever I go out to eat somewhere, I just ask for my food in a to-go box, because I know that I'm going to be taking some of it home. But then that just extends the joy, and it doesn't sit in my fridge for very long. We also had a leftovers night growing up, Emily, by the way, same, and by the way, also same revulsion of the memory. I was not a fan of leftover night, and would, when I was older, try to arrange not to be home on leftover night. But yeah, a lot of food waste, culture growing up, like you have to eat what's on your plate. You can't let food go to waste. And I completely am on board with that, but not at the point where perhaps what you're putting into your body is going to fuck you up. So that's my leftovers rant. Love the show. Love you guys. Bye.
Okay, so first of all, yes, Sally, NGF, Nice Guys, fuckery. That's right. It is the fuckery day today. Second of all, I would call Sally a mindful leftovers person. Like she's okay with leftovers, but she is aware of what's in the fridge. She wants to make sure that they get eaten quickly and they're still fresh. And I'm down with that. What say you, Doug?
No, I'm that way too. I'm not somebody that I always have plans for my leftovers. So if it's not, I usually don't let leftovers go more than 2 or 3 days. Something getting into the 4th day gets into fuzz. And I'm not down with that. But I would say more times than not, we cook the right amount of food for the meal that we're going to be eating. But when we eat out is when the leftovers, or when we bring in outside food is when leftovers happen, because portions generally are bigger than what we eat here at the house.
And that's what Sally said too. She said when she orders out, if she's eating out, she just asks for her food in a to-go container because she knows she's going to have leftovers.
I think that's so funny, going to a really fine restaurant and ordering a steak. Hey, could you just bring me the steak in a to-go box? Because I'm only going to eat half of it. Well, don't you want the other half on the plate? I'd rather have them serve me like I'm eating it all there, and then bring me a leftover box after that.
Nice. So when the waiter comes over and says, would you like me to cut up your steak for you, sir? Your answer is you can cut up half of it. Just put the other in a to-go box.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Third voicemail.
Hey fellas, it's Sally.
Ooh.
I just finished listening to Strickland's solo episode. That was pretty entertaining. I miss you though, Doug. So Doug, please come back.
Oh.
We need you. You balance everything out.
Oh, damn.
Strickland. All right, let's do it, bud. Let's meet up. And you know what I realized? My comfort zone is getting bigger. It was so hard to call the first couple times, but it's a lot easier now. So if there is anybody out there who's like, oh, I could never call, that was me. I was definitely somebody who would not have called if I was not called out by those two fuckers, I'll call you, because it's the fuckery.
Yeah.
So join the Facebook group, get called out, get nightmare fuel memes of Willem Dafoe, and call the Nice Guys on Business.
It was
a horrible meme that you sent. That Willem Dafoe meme. That was scary. Downright scary.
there was three words that really stuck out, and then a fourth word stuck out of the entire voicemail. The four words were meet up. Okay, so that's
I
number
know,
one.
right? Oh my
Yeah, that's
gosh!
number
Like,
one.
don't tell your husband.
Then I heard the word bigger, and then I heard the word hard, and all those three words, and then she finished up with the word fuckers. So I'm like, all right, well there was four words in that voicemail that I don't know how Strickland should be taking it.
I don't know how you missed the "We missed you, Doug." Come
I
back.
heard it. I was too busy trying to squelch out the fact that she wants to get together with you. Thank you, Sally. I appreciate being missed. I very rarely, you know me, I do this show more often than Strickland is here. Not this show, but I do show up every Monday to do those shows too. So sometimes my schedule gets a little bit chock filled with podcasts, and I do have about 8 other podcasts that I host also.
Oh, God.
Strickland,
Yes,
this
it's
is
true.
the only podcast you host, right?
It is, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. I have
making
better
sure.
things to do.
I understand. Trying to make a living. I'm
Hey,
just trying
Doug.
to
Hey,
say
Strick.
just make
Jared
a
here. So Strickland. Yeah, fuck you, Doug. You weren't there.
Thank you.
Man, I'm halfway into the episode. You're cruising through. I saw the length of time, and I thought, Strick's by himself, and he went that long?
Mhm.
Holy shit.
I know,
Good
right?
job.
And, yeah, man, I'm really enjoying it. You just made some voicemails and said some kind words about me, and I wanted to say thank you. I appreciate that, and I do love calling in. And I wasn't really directing the nut allergy and people not liking me to you two, so just maybe a listener didn't like it. Anyways, guys, I really do appreciate you, and thank you, man. I can't wait to finish this episode, and not because I'm tired of it, but because I'm enjoying it. All right, guys. See ya.
Did you listen to the episode, Doug?
I did. I don't know that I heard the last like 3 or 4 minutes, and if there was an Easter egg on it, I didn't hear it because I had probably arrived at home. But you did a really good job.
Well, thank you. I think, if I remember correctly, it was a whole week ago, so I don't remember. It was like a Jared themed intro, outro, Easter egg. I think I put a
yes.
bunch of Jared Easter eggs in.
Yeah, and one of the things I think I said this earlier in the episode, but one of the things that stands out is the further you get into the episode, as you're about halfway in, you are slurring your words. And I
don't think I want to go back and listen to
I did
that.
appreciate that, but you did clink your ice a couple of times, and that was good. That was a good reminder that you had a drink in front of you.
Well, I had to let everybody know why I was
Why you were slurring your words?
apparently.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Voicemail number 5 of 7.
Hey, Doug. Hey, Strick. Jared here. Voicemail number 2. So, Strick, you just got to the point where you're listening to Sally's voicemail, which is the final voicemail, and she is talking about my voicemail from last week and the
So meta.
left-leaning, right-leaning side of news. And, I mentioned that I felt they're pretty heavy left. And anyways, not referencing that so much as just giving you context. Strick, you, in this last week's episode, you mentioned 1440 and signing up. I haven't even listened to everything. As soon as you said sign up, and you said they were trying to be pretty central, whatever the fuck you said. So, I've been drinking Fireball now. Anyway, I went and signed up. So we'll see what happens, see what some of the emails are. And I do not get my email all that much, so I'm probably not going to catch it here and there. But I want to let you know I did sign up, and Sally totally agree with everything is biased one way or the other. It's just how far they're biased. And then Strick mentions something or says something, or some other friends do that tend to be more towards the left. I try to read it and listen, and then I follow the stuff that I follow, which is very limited. Because I try to see what both sides are saying, then you figure it's somewhere in the middle usually, but you know how that goes. Anyways, totally agree. It's difficult to figure out, difficult to know what's right, what's wrong as far as what you're being told. And I just pretty much associate anything that comes out of a newscaster's mouth as probably being a lie and leaning one way or the other. Anyways, my 2 cents. Hope that helps, and appreciate the show, guys. Doug.
Yes.
Hopefully, I don't fucking know. But if it is, it's good to hear you. See you, bud. Ooh, I said bud. See you, buds. There we go. See you, buds. Bye.
Where was I going with this? Shit, I don't even remember what I was just about to say. How about that? How about that? I don't remember.
Well, talking about news, that is where I get most of my news from, is the 1440 Digest. I have a morning routine that I will wake up and I try not to do the whole fucking Facebook and Twitter and doom scrolling shit, right? Because I do get a lot of news opinion, I will call it, from Twitter/X, whatever. But, Twitter's got an algorithm. And so the more often that I click heart or like or reply or whatever on, often very left-leaning news, I get more of that. So I definitely do not rely on that for an unbiased opinion. But 1440, and the website, if you want to join, it is free, is join14401440.com. That's my morning routine. I wake up in the morning and I get my news from 1440 email. It's very entertaining. And
I remember what I was going to say now. Now, Jared had mentioned that he tries to listen to the left leaners or more liberal crowd than he is. I think that his limit would definitely be approached if he was listening to Legal AF, because I don't think Jared, I don't even want you to listen. I don't even want you to tune in.
No, you don't. It's kind of like when I tune into Fox. Like I will tune into Fox News, like often at a hotel, right? Like if I'm sitting at a hotel and I'm looking for something to do. Whoops, sorry, I hit the button. And like, because I don't even have like live news here. But if I'm like, okay, let's see what the other side is saying. And it's almost always this just fucking horrible, like it's so ridiculously over the top. It doesn't even matter if it's true or not, right? It's like, crooked sleepy Joe Biden is at it again. Like, gee, I wonder what you're going to say next. Are you going to say something nice about the president? Probably not. Like, come on, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're right. But Legal AF, it's like I listened to him for 5 minutes and I'm like, dude, you could not hate Trump enough. Like,
very true. That's very true. It's very true. It's obvious very quickly, even just from the titles of the episodes.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, two more to go, and then we're out.
Hey, Jared here. Voicemail number 3.
Bring it on.
Okay. So you guys know that I love the show notes writer, and I don't catch the show notes every week, and I think most people never even look at them. But this week I caught it.
Oh.
And I
really?
thought, you know what? Most of these people don't even fucking read it. So this voicemail is dedicated once again to you, Mr. or Mrs. Show Notes writer. I had to read it. Just Strickland today? Are you kidding me? That's like a cupcake with no icing. Or a handful of icing with no cupcake. Or a sugar-free cupcake with vegan icing. Okay, too many analogies or metaphors or metamors or whatever. I didn't sign up for writing show notes for the solo shit. Anyways, I couldn't resist. I enjoyed the show. They cracked me up because all the cupcake references, just tied in everything so nicely. I had to call in and give a little show notes reading from Jared. Anyways, guys, once again, you know it. Everybody knows it. Love you guys. Appreciate you and love the show. See ya.
For anyone who doesn't know about Jared's love for the show note writer, go back to last week's episode and skip to the end and listen to the Easter egg, because I am quite sure that I put in Jared's amazing commercial, like Real Men of Genius, for the show note writer. It's very entertaining.
As I'm looking through, I was looking at the show notes from episode number 1493, which was the one that it's just asked no Doug today, just Strickland, can you handle it? And I'm reminded how old these fucking photos are on our homepage, niceguyesonbusiness.com, by the way, if anybody wants to check out the website. And then when you click the About Us tab, holy shit, it's like, there's baby Doug. And there is baby Strickland. And we even have Marjorie still on the page too. And Marjorie hasn't even worked with a company.
Jimmy, we really got to clean that shit up.
No, the Jimmy is on the turnkey
page, but not here. Okay.
But on the nice guy page, why was Marjorie ever on? I love Marjorie, and I would continue to love her if she was here. But if she's not here, it's okay not to have her on her. Why the hell is she still on our? Why was she ever on our nice guys page?
No idea. We just haven't got around to getting her on. But it's interesting because you look at our nice guys page. I'm just scrolling down to the bottom, right? And this is a like live feed, so to speak, ratings and reviews.
Yeah.
Like 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 reviews from like beginning of the year. This is fucking great. Look at
Of course. Don't you look at our you never look at our review. These are brought over automatically from Apple Podcasts. You don't look at these?
I never look at them. Are these people who were guests on the show? Like you force them to leave a review before they get.
Okay, let's just come to one understanding. I don't force anybody to do anything anymore. All right. I ask them, I'm like, hey, look, the best way for us to get social proof that the show reaches an audience that actually likes us is for you to leave a review. And many of the times the people that are leaving the reviews have listened to the episodes. They're not just leaving a review. I'm hoping they listen to it. But Jordan but I don't know anybody else that's on that page. I don't even know who they are. So I'm going to say no. I don't believe that anybody other than the most recent one, which was back in February, has and thank God on the page, it's just all 5-star reviews.
I know.
And it's just a mirror image of what's on Apple Podcasts. So if you're listening to the show and you love us, can you leave us a review? Just go to Apple Podcasts, go there, just leave a review, not just hit a star, but actually write a review. It's there. You have the capacity to do that. Just write it and leave it. And that way we'll get a more recent one. Sally, if you have not left us a review, now would be a good time for you to do
Well,
that.
look at this Care Spare with a K.
Mm-hmm.
Doug and Strickland are hilarious. They bring humor with great informative topics in each episode. The show is authentic and the hosts show a deep understanding of their audience and guests. Funkin' fans, thank you very much. The podcast has easily become one of my favorites to listen to. I love that. Oh, he actually signed it to Tim G.
Well,
thank you,
thanks,
Tim G. We appreciate it.
Very kind of you.
We really appreciate that.
Are you still listening to the show, Tim G? Or did you?
Yeah, what are we, an hour and a half fucking in now? We got one more voicemail.
Okay,
You
let's
ready?
do the last one. Let's do it.
Okay.
Hey, Doug. Hey, Strick. Erica
Okay.
here. And using the Jared protocol, as I was so directed to last week,
Nice.
even though it wasn't me who did that call.
Oh.
So I'm referring to the episode that was played last week by the time you get this, where Strickland held it down by himself, with the help of a little fireball, and clearly had a lot of fireball by the time that Emily called in and was talking about spammy calls. But Strickland, if you go back and listen to the episode, you kept saying that it was me, Erica. And it wasn't me, it was Emily. So,
I know.
you got to keep your E's straight,
Yep.
you guys.
Totally.
Anyway, that's it. I just had to defend my honor because
Thank you.
I know the Jared protocol.
Mm.
And that wasn't me. It was Emily. And I know she knows the Jared protocol, too. So
Yes.
there you have it. I have nothing else to say. Strickland, you're doing a great job. Well, by the time you listen to this, you have done a great job. And Doug, I understand, but I'm on Strickland's side with not sure why the hell you didn't stay overnight and drove all the way home through traffic last week.
Who I am.
But you did.
Dedicated.
So anyway, love you guys. Love the show. Bye for now. And this was Erica.
Erica. Oh, excuse me. Damn, got something in my throat. Thank you. The Jared protocol, by the way, is leave your name first.
She did leave, just so you know, Strickland, as you're having your coughing fit here. She
Yeah.
did leave her name at the beginning of her message. At that point, you just chose to ignore it.
Apparently, I had a little bit too much fireball at that point. So,
All right. Well, we have had an enjoyable episode here. It's obviously going on an hour and 30 or 40 minutes. Let's not make it a 2-hour episode. We are not Joe Rogan. Let's just keep them not only in our bank account, but in our length of our show either.
true.
But we shouldn't really save the best for last. We should put the voicemails maybe closer to maybe next week we play the voicemails up front. What do you think about that?
I think we have tried that before and usually failed, but we could certainly try again.
When at first you don't succeed, try again.
And maybe by episode 1600, we'll actually have it figured out.
We'll get that. Well, when we have made $4 million over 10 years and we are celebrating our 2000th episode, maybe someone will write an article about him. But in the meantime, Steve O'Brien, go ahead and take us out of here.
For the Nice Guys on Business, I'm Steve O'Brien. I would have gotten away with the 2 if it weren't for you meddling kids. If you have a problem with the majestic Canadian goose or the Nice Guys on Business, then you have a problem with me. Well, there's nothing better than a new Nice Guys on Business podcast. Except for kids falling off bikes. Maybe. Fuck, I can watch kids falling off bikes all day. I don't give a fuck about your kids.